students, this is Lakshmi. In today's video, I am going to explain one most important topic in organic chemistry. It plays vital role in organic chemistry. So most of the students, they used to tell organic chemistry it's very difficult. Reason behind is they are missing basics in first year. Who is studying in first year students, if they focus more this video, definitely second year organic chemistry and first year organic chemistry both you feels very easy. Okay, so first let's start with the types of bond fission. In this video I am going to explain types of bond fission, that is nothing but bond cleavage, and afterwards I am going to discuss nucleophiles, types of reagents, nucleophiles, electrophiles in this video only, and afterwards I am going to explain next video reaction intermediates, free radicals, carbocation, carbanion. Who is having command these two videos, definitely those students feels comfortable organic chemistry 100%. Okay, let's begin organic chemistry. What is this topic? Types of bond fission or bond cleavage. Types of bond fission or bond cleavage broadly divided into two types. First one is homolytic fission. How many types, students? It is two types. I am writing here two types. Two types. Type 1 is homolytic fission, or also call it as homolysis, and second one is heterolytic fission and heterolysis. Okay, first look into the homolysis definition, which is frequently asking question based on this topic. I gave concept. Please go through the points, each and every one. Covalent bond, homolysis. Covalent bond is cleaved. Cleaved is nothing but breaking. Cleaved by equal cleavage of bond into two neutral species. Covalent bond is cleaved by equal cleavage of bond into two neutral species with odd electron. This is the definition. So I will show you example. You will understand more better, students. Now next point here. Next point leads to the formation of free radicals. Free radical is nothing but it's like a dot representation. Carbon, if you take carbon, just on carbon we are writing like a dot. So why we are getting, how we are getting, so I will show you down example, you can understand definitely more better. So this is like this radicals we are showing. Leads to the formation of free radicals, and it is highly reactive. Not only free radical, students, all reaction intermediates are highly reactive. Because of this nature, reaction will move faster. If reaction will move faster, definitely will bring products so soon, then reaction will complete soon. So that's why reaction intermediates plays vital role in the reaction. Okay, now how reaction intermediates will come? Because of this cleavage only, homolysis cleavage and heterolysis cleavage. Okay, now it takes place in second important point, it takes place in gas phase, gaseous phase it is taking. Next, it is represented by fish hook arrow. That means see here, so only one side, don't write two sides. If you write two sides, that is normal arrow. This is fish hook arrow. And the conditions required for homolysis, this is one of the shortcut I am giving here, students. Help for homolysis breaking, you want to break the bond, definitely need some help. What is help? H is nothing but heat, E is nothing but electrical energy, L is nothing but light, P is nothing but peroxide. So peroxides, hydrogen peroxide, some other peroxide, any peroxide you can do. Peroxy means peroxide, that is more than one oxygen. Okay, now look into the students. I have taken atoms A and B. This is bond. I am writing important short notes. Note What is the note point here? Bond is nothing but two electrons, and this bond belongs to both the atoms. Atom A and atom B both are sharing. That sharing different types, students, already we have discussed, right? So how many types? Mutually sharing 100% covalent bond, and sometimes only 80% covalent bonds we have observed, and 20% ionic bond, and the majority of the bond is ionic. So different bonds like ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate covalent bond, valency bond. Next one, what is this? Van der Waal bond, hydrogen bond. Different bonds we have discussed in chemical bonding chapter. If you have any queries, doubts, please go through our channel chemical bonding in playlist. Okay, bond is nothing but two electrons. Now I am going to break this bond. I'm going to break this bond. For I'm breaking this bond means definitely I have to supply energy, right? So energy, either electrical energy or else like heat, you can apply heat, or else peroxide presence, anything you can apply. Then only it can break, otherwise it's not possible to break. It's not possible to break. That we call it as bond dissociation energy also. We are breaking the bond. See, after breaking the bond, student, after breaking the bond, so it gives equal cleavage. Starting I gave definition. This bond belongs to both the atoms. This bond belongs to both the atoms. This electron is this electron is A electron, this electron is B electron. After cleavage, A atom is taking his electron, B atom is taking his electron. Equal cleavage. So finally we got dots. The dots only we call it as odd electron. Odd electrons only we call it as free radicals. Odd electrons generally free radicals. This is reaction intermediate. Generation of free radicals. How free radicals generated? Due to homolysis. On homolysis, we are getting free radicals intermediates. Is it clear? Now, next one, heterolysis. Hetero is nothing but different. Homo is nothing but same. You can remember that point also. If you want, you can write second note point. Homo is nothing but same number of electrons. Here one electron, here one electron. Or hetero is nothing but different. So okay, heterolysis or heterolytic cleavage. See definition: unequal cleavage of bond into two reaction intermediate ions. Those we call it as carbocation, or carbocation, or also call it as carbonium ion, and another one is carbanion. Okay, two reaction intermediates we are getting. One is carbocation, another one is carbanion. But carbocation also call it as carbonium ion. Clear, students? Okay. Now, second important point is generally heterolysis occurs in polar compounds. Polar is nothing but like water. If you have taken water, oxygen is negative charge, hydrogen is positive charge. See, water is bent shape, right? So see, due to the difference between electronegativity is minus charge, it is charge. This is, we call it as polar compounds. Polar solvents, you take it as water is universal solvent, no, polar solvents. Polar compounds is nothing but same thing, like NaCl, N plus Cl minus, or HCl, H plus Cl minus, like this. Polar. Non-polar means if you look into Cl2 molecule, both are having, there is no polarity. So both are mutually sharing of electrons, 100% covalent. There is no polarity. Polarity is nothing but ionic bond. So here ionic bond. Why? Because due to different electronegativity. This polar, we call it as generally polar compounds. Polar compounds soluble in polar solvents. We know well. Generally occurs heterolysis in polar compounds. Okay. Now next point. Represented by arrow. See, like this. Arrow. Okay, now here bond breakage. See, so I am going to cleave this bond. I'm going to cleave this bond. For breaking this one, I need energy, right? Here also, but homolytic fission takes more energy than heterolytic fission. Homolytic fission takes more energy than heterolytic fission. Now come back to this one. After cleavage, see, bond means, okay, bond means two electrons, right? Two electrons, this bond. After cleavage, these two electrons, either A will take or else either B will take. B is taking means A is giving, right? Yes, B is giving means A is taking. Like that it happens. Anything it happen. Suppose after cleavage this bond, A gave two electrons to B. B has taking character, attracting character, what we call it as negative. Giving character, what we call it as positive. You people know, right or not? So next one. This one, positive charge we call it as carbonium ion, negative charge we call it as carbanion, right? Next one, ulta. It may be takes place like this also, A minus B plus. This one we call it as now carbanion, this one you call it as carbocation. Carbocation also call it as carbonium ion. Is it correct? Both are same. Now next, hope everybody understood this topic. So finally, what is the conclusion? On homolysis, we are getting reaction intermediate that we call it as free radical. On heterolysis, we got two intermediates, those we call it as ions, which is one is carbonium ion, and another one is carbanion. Okay, with this homolysis, heterolysis is completed. Now next topic is types of reagents. Types of reagents. Students, you are learning from beginning reactants converting into products. Simple. Any reaction you can take it. Formation of water, decomposition of limestone, anything which is in left hand side we call it as reactants, which is right hand side we call it as products, right? So now I am writing one more point. Suppose substrate, reactants also call it as substrate. Substrate plus reagent gives rise to products. Gives rise to products. I have written here reactants converting into products. Simply we are learning. But how reactants converting into products? Breaking old bonds, making new bonds. What and all steps involving here? That we are going to learn in types of reagents. Okay. Every organic chemistry mechanism depends on this topic only. Reactants converting into products. How? First substrate. Reactants is nothing but substrate. So substrate, one reagent we are taking, then reagent start attacking on substrate, definitely it breaks the bond, old bonds it is breaking, and definitely it forms the new bond, stable one we call it as products. And it is not direct step here also. After attacking reagent before products, I am writing one more time, look into this. Substrate is nothing but your reactants. On reagent is attacking. After attacking, we will get intermediates. Different intermediates we are getting. Either free radical, carbocation, carbanion. Carbocation again types are there. 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. Suppose 1 degree is unstable, it convert into 2 degree. 2 degrees unstable, it convert into 3 degree. 3 degree to next highly stable one, products. Like that it is happening. That we call it as mechanism. See, this intermediates finally gives products to us. So this we are going to learn in organic chemistry. Hope you got some idea. Okay, now come back to this one. Reactants plus reagent gives rise to intermediates. Finally, it gives products. What are type of reagents? What type of reagents we are using, that plays important role here. Reagents means attacking species. What is reagent, students? Attacking species. Let me write here only attacking species. If we start attacking, then breaking reactant bonds and making product bonds. Okay, attacking species. This reagents we have two types. One we call it as nucleophiles and another one we call it as electrophiles. One we call it as nucleophiles and another one we call it as electrophiles. Okay, now a detailed explanation I am going to give now. Now next one, look into this intermediates. Just now we have taken after homolysis what we got it, free radical. After heterolysis what we got it, carbocation. After heterolysis what we got it, another one, carbanion. This is reaction intermediates. Finally it gives the products. Finally it brings the products. This is the reaction. This is reaction. Okay students, now I am going to explain nucleophiles, electrophiles types. Very simple topic, but most of the students bit confusing here. To avoid this confusion, I have given number of examples. Please look into this. Electrophiles. What is this? Electrophiles. Electrophiles is nothing but electrophiles. Electrophiles is nothing but electron loving species. Electrons loving. Electrons loving means what is electron charge, students? Negative charge. Electrons negative charge. Electrons he is loving means itself it is positive charge. Itself it is positive charge. Themselves it is carrying. It is carrying. What is the charge, students? Positive charge. Carrying positive charge, then only it attract the electrons, then only it loves the electrons, otherwise it hates, then there is no bond. Positive positive, repulsion, negative negative, repulsion, positive negative, then only attraction will happen. Whenever attractive forces balance, bond develops, right? So finally electrophiles carrying positive charge. Finally it's divided into two types. What are two types? First one is positively charged. Which species having positive charge? Which species having positive charge? Definitely it is electrophile. Definitely it is electrophile. As of now, we studied carbonium ion, right or not? Just now we have completed carbonium ion introduction. Carbonium ion, you look into this C+. This is acts as electrophile. Wherever a positive charge is there, all positive charge attract electrons. Attracting electrons means these all ions we call it as what? Electrophiles, right? Now next one, neutral electrophiles. Here little confusion is there. Neutral electrophiles and electron deficient species. Who is having electron deficient? Those only attract electrons, no? Those only takes electrons, no? That's why another definition also have written. Electron deficient species less than octet. We have studied in chemical bonding. Less than octet, BF3, third A group elements. Generally, third A group elements all electron deficient, less than octet. And having vacant orbital, best examples BF3, BCl3, BX3, all having vacant orbital. So these are all acts as Lewis acids, those we call it as electrophiles. All electrophiles call it as Lewis acids. Who is readily accepting electrons? Who is readily accepting electrons? Those we call it as Lewis acids. Clear? Now next one, another category. Examples I have written here, students, please go through it. BeCl2, BCl3, BBr3, Bi3, AlCl3, ZnCl2, FeCl3, PCl5, IF5. These are all having vacant orbital. Definitely those are all axes. Those are all axes electrophiles. We have studied in chemical bonding coordinate covalent bond formation time also, and H having lone pair. He is ready to give electrons. Who is ready to give electrons? We call it as nucleophiles. Who is ready to accept? We call it as electrophiles. So between nucleophile and electrophile bond develop. That bond we call it as coordinate covalent bond. If you need detailed explanation, please go through the chemical bonding chapter, day 2 bond explanation. Okay students, now come back to here. Now next one, C double bond O. This is also acts as electrophile. Why? Because this pi electron, out of two bonds, one is pi bond, pi electron shifts towards oxygen side, such a way oxygen getting negative charge, this gets positive charge. Positive charge is nothing but electrophile. Now means nucleophile start attacking. Now this guy nucleophile. Nucleophile means it search electrophile. Electrophile search nucleophile. Nucleophile search electrophile. That is organic chemistry. That is organic chemistry. Acid search bases. Base search acids. And especially this one, nucleophile search electrophiles. Electrophile search nucleophiles. Between these two reaction starts and finally it brings the products. That is organic chemistry mechanism and reactions. And SO3. SO3 also electrophile. How? SO3, you look into this. S double bond O. This is actually D2 bonds. Okay. Now pi electron shifts here. Yes. This is positive. This is negative. Positive charge is there. Definitely acts as electrophile. Actually it acts as electrophile as well as nucleophile. Actually these we call it as ambiphiles. I have written down. I'll show you ambiphiles. But it is one of the case. It is we can consider this is electrophile also. Okay, SO2, CO2, even CO2 also students. If you write expanded form, you will come to know. C double bond O, C double bond O. Here oxygen is more electronegative, pi electron shifts oxygen side such a way he is get negative charge, he will get positive charge electrophile. That's it. Who is having positive charge, surely that is electrophile. Clear? Now next one. Note. What is a note point? All electrophiles are capable of accepting a pair of electrons. They can be considered as Lewis acids. Ionic equilibrium chapter also it will come. In organic chemistry time also it will come. Chemical bonding chapter it will come. And second year also Lewis acids, Lewis bases, many times we are taking. All electrophiles access Lewis acid. Why? Because all electrophiles ready to accept electrons. Who is ready to accept electron? Those are all access acids. According to Lewis, he is the scientist. He gave definition for acids and bases. Which is accepting electron acts as acid, which is donating electron acts as base, he defined. Okay, clear students? Now come back to the next one. Nucleophiles, just opposite. Nucleophiles. Nucleophiles is nothing but nucleus loving species. Nucleus loving. Nucleus is nothing but positive charge, right? Is loving nucleus means itself it is negative charge. Itself it is negative charge. Did you understand? These species which attacks electron deficient sites of substrate, that is themselves they are having electron rich species or else negatively charged. Negatively charged. I have written here, see. So again this is broadly classified into two types. Charged nucleophiles, that is negatively charged. H minus hydride, halide, R minus alkyl, OH minus hydroxide, OR alkoxide, SH, NH2 minus. These are all access nucleophiles. Now next one, neutral nucleophiles. Neutral nucleophiles I have written here. Neutral nucleophile species. Okay, consist of octet configuration and at least one lone pair on central atom. Species having consist of octet configuration and at least one lone pair on central atom. See here, water molecule. Water molecule bent shape we all know, and we already calculated hybridization, bond pairs, lone pairs in chemical bonding chapter, right? So anybody want, you can go through that. So here two lone pairs, which is having lone pair ready to donate electrons. Ready to donate electrons. Who is ready to donate electrons? All access nucleophiles, right? At least one lone pair. Here two lone pairs, no problem. Two lone pairs. Here two lone pairs. Here they will not mention lone pairs in exam. You are in a position to identify which element have lone pair. How to identify? In chemical bonding chapter I had explained one shortcut also of into V plus M minus E plus A hybridization, bond pairs, lone pairs calculation. Please go through that. After that oxygen, nitrogen, these are all having lone pair. Wherever nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine is there, definitely lone pairs. Nitrogen, again nitrogen, phosphorus, it is also having lone pair. And hydrazine, what is this guy name? Hydrazine. Hydrazine So nitrogen having lone pair and sulfur also having lone pair, which is having lone pair definitely having capability to donate electrons. All donors we call it as Lewis bases and nucleophiles. Now look into this. Species having multiple bonds, double bond, triple bond like this between carbon and carbon. See like this. This is alkene, ethene if you have taken. See out of two bonds, this is hydrogen, students. If you want you can write, otherwise leave it. So rest, this is hydrogens. If they are not given means definitely that is hydrogens. Among these two bonds, one is sigma bond, another one is pi bond. Pi bond is weak bond, right? They are ready to donate electrons. All donors are nucleophiles. Next here also C triple bond N. This is donating electrons. Okay, donating electrons outside. Okay, donating electrons to outside. Now next one. Even this one also. Pi electrons donate electrons. Pi electrons are weak. Why not sigma? Sigma is strong, stable. It cannot move. Only pi electrons can donate. Okay. Now next one. Ambident nucleophiles. Having two nucleophilic sites. Yes. Ambident nucleophiles is nothing but having two nucleophilic sites, but it can donate only one. See, CN, cyanide ion. See, through carbon we have and through nitrogen. Nitrogen have neutral and carbon have charged one. Okay, so see, negatively charged. Negatively charged is nothing but electron rich species. How he got negative charge doesn't matter. E has negative charge means he is ready to donate electrons. Ready to donate electrons is nothing but definitely nucleophile. Here also neutral. So this is also ready to donate electrons. Having ambident nucleophiles is nothing but having two nucleophilic sites, but it can donate only one. Either carbon or nitrogen, only one it can donate. But among these two, which is the best means definitely through carbon. Why? Because charged nucleophiles are best nucleophiles than neutral nucleophiles. Charged nucleophiles are best nucleophiles than neutral nucleophiles. Down also have written points, I can show. Here also this is charged. Through oxygen it can donate, through nitrogen. But oxygen is the best one. Okay. Now next one, ambiphiles. Ambiphiles is nothing but it has, look into this, it has both electrophilic site and nucleophilic site. Look into this carbonyl group, C double bond O. This is a sigma pi bond. Pi bond is weak bond. Among carbon and oxygen, who is more electronegative? Definitely oxygen. Oxygen is more electronegative means this pi electron shifts towards oxygen side. Means oxygen is taking. Oxygen is taking is nothing but it gets partial negative charge. 1 second, students. This is, you will get partial negative charge oxygen and partial positive charge on carbon, because carbon is oxygen is taking, simple. And here carbon and nitrogen, who is more electronegative? Definitely nitrogen. This pi electron shifts towards nitrogen side, such a way he will get negative charge, he will get positive charge. Here two sides, electrophilic sites, nucleophilic sites. That's why we call it as ambiphiles. Next one, nucleophilicity. Nucleophilicity is nothing but tendency to donate pair of electrons to the electron deficient site. Okay, suppose nucleophile, it is there like NH3 plus, NH3 you can take it, and H plus. See, look into the students, it has lone pair, no? It has lone pair means it is nucleophile. Is H plus, positive charge is nothing but what is this? Is electrophile. Now lone pair is electron rich, it has lone pair of electrons ready to donate electrons. So such a we will get NH4 plus, ammonium ion. Now he has, you can explain another way also, he has vacant orbital. Why? Because hydrogen has one electron, that too he lost means now vacant orbital. Okay, you can explain different ways. All possibilities I had given concept, students. This plays very important role really. And who don't know who miss this topic, who don't know this topic, definitely they feel very difficult organic chemistry. Most of the students no idea about electrophiles, nucleophiles questions, reaction intermediate questions. That's the reason concept also. They don't know. That's the reason they feels very difficult organic chemistry. Please, it plays vital role in organic chemistry. Everybody must watch. Please share, subscribe and share to your friends. Definitely everybody will get benefit. This is most useful video. Now next one, charged nucleophiles are best nucleophiles than corresponding neutral nucleophiles. See students, I had given some examples. Suppose water is there. Water nucleophile, it acts as nucleophile. Why? Because lone pair electrons is there, ready to donate electrons. It acts as nucleophile, no doubt. But just you leave one hydrogen. Water is there, no water, how you will write OH, OH. Now you leave one hydrogen. After leaving hydrogen, you will get OH minus. Species I have written OH minus H2O. With this, among these two, it's ion of the water. It's ion of the water. Among these two, which is the best one? This is the best one. Why? Because charged nucleophiles are best nucleophiles than corresponding. Why? Because it has charge. We have to get neutralized. See, one simple point I am telling to you. Carbon neutral condition is more stable. Suppose carbon in positive charge unstable, carbon negative charge is unstable. Suppose positive charge is there, he will take electrons from someone. Who is someone? Nucleophile. Nucleophile ready to give electrons. He acts as electrophile. Someone he will take electrons and get stabilized and go to the neutral condition. Suppose E is minus, because of some reaction, certain conditions we got negative charge. Hydrolysis also we have seen. During reaction we have got negative charge. Negative charge also not stable. Then he will give it to someone. Who is someone? Electrophile. He is now acts as nucleophile. He give it to somebody who is asking. Electrophiles only asking. So get neutralized. Go to the neutral condition. So finally what I am trying to say here, carbon neutral condition only stable. Not only carbon, any element which is in neutral condition stable. If it has charge, definitely unstable. Positive charge means takes electrons to someone, takes electrons from someone, gets stabilized. Negative charge means it gives electrons to someone and gets stabilized. Clear? Now this one, NH2 minus NH3. Which is the best one? Definitely charged. Definitely charged. Clear? Now, next point, students. As we move left to the right in periodic table, next important question. As we move left to right, nucleophilicity decreases. First carbon, next nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Who is the best nucleophile? Methyl. Methyl carbanion is more best nucleophile. Next NH2 minus, OH minus, F minus. Down. Generally down the group, nucleophilicity increases. It is decreases means it is increases. But here most important topic is down the group depends on solvent. Depends on solvent. We cannot say single word here. Second year in haloalkanes, haloarenes lesson already had explained nucleophilicity. Anybody want? You can watch it. Okay, nucleophilicity increases. It depends on solvent. Polar protic solvents, polar aprotic solvents I had explained. Please go through that. See, so F minus. First fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. No, as we move down the group, generally what happened? Nucleophilicity increases. I minus greater, Br minus, Cl minus, F minus. Okay. Now last point in today's video. What is that? See, with increase in bulkiness, nucleophilicity, what happened? Nucleophilicity decreases. Nucleophilicity decreases. Here alkyl groups are there. OCH3. This is a simple group, no? Best nucleophile. This is increasing. Carbon chain is increasing. Nucleophilicity decreases. Nucleophilicity decreases. Okay. See, O minus. This is 2 carbons. 1 carbon best. 2 carbons next. 3 carbons means next. Last one 3 carbons. So finally what I am trying to say. bulkiness. Alkyl groups increases, nucleophilicity decreases. Okay, so most important topic finally I have covered, students. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please share to your friends, subscribe and encourage our channel. Thank you, students. Thanks for watching.